From potentially making his DC comeback after 7 years to picking up the pieces after the Slapgate fiasco, Will Smith is reportedly back as Deadshot in James Gunn's DC. Say what? So what are we waiting for? Let's dive headfirst into this rumor and its source. You can thank the giant freaking robot for this scoop. The site recently published an exclusive piece claiming Smith will play Deadshot again. That's right, the last time we saw Floyd Lawton was in Suicide Squad. No, not James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, the first one in 2016, directed by David Ayer. I know, both movies have the same script, except for the. Couldn't you just change it up a bit, fellas? Anyway, as luck would have it, Will's first outing in the Ayer flick turned out to be his only ride. Until now, of course. This news means he survived the gun cut. This is huge, guys. After the infamous DC shakeup, so many actors were kicked out. Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck. If the new leadership can dismiss Superman and Batman that easily, there's no chance for Lawton, or is there? Giant freaking robot is proving everyone wrong now. Allegedly, of course.
To this point in my career, and still have an opportunity to have the biggest film of my career, it's no.
Yeah.
I gotta warn you, sometimes the site's claims are right on the mark, but other times they're far from the truth. So the jury's still out about their credibility. For now, you can be the judge. Moving on, if Will is coming back for good, I got something on my mind. In his last outing, Floyd promised he's gonna rain down like the Holy Ghost. Now, where is he gonna rain down? Because interestingly, he wasn't in the Suicide Squad. Yeah, I'm talking about the 2021 soft reboot. It had only 3 OG characters from the first attempt. Everyone's favorite crazy lady Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, and Captain Boomerang. Katana, Killer Croc, the Joker, the Enchantress, and most importantly, Deadshot was nowhere in sight. But tell you what, Will was supposed to reprise his role earlier.
I was cool, the Suicide Squad is in the Batman world, so it's in the DC. And I was like, it's another movie,
Yeah.
And the Batmobile came around the corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh!
Then, due to some scheduling conflict, it never happened. That's when the director decided to recast the role. Yep, we almost had another actor play Floyd. Idris Elba was signed to the Suicide Squad in an undisclosed role. I gotta say, what a clever move to keep fans hooked.
I was, really satisfied that James didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Deadshot is a great character and Will slays it. So I was really keen the audience and fans kept that rumor going. Because, surprise!
At the time, Twitter was burning with curiosity. Many assumed Gunn had brought him to replace Smith. And of course, now we know Idris played Bloodsport. But you know what? He might as well have played Lawton.
Yeah, this is really, really true. Ash, I didn't know what character I was playing, but I knew the type of character and I knew the position he played within the storyline. So that's all I needed to understand, and I signed on.
Because Deadshot and Bloodsport are the same. Don't believe me? Let's go through a similarity checklist. A killer marksman? Check. Has a daughter? Check. Don't want his kid to know he's a mercenary? Tick again. And finally, sealing the debate, both end up as the leader of their respective Suicide Squad. So DC made them the same. Yeah, not gonna lie, sounds pretty unoriginal. But folks, get this. Since Elba didn't take Will's role, the King Richard star's doors wide open. He could very well be in Suicide Squad 3. There's nothing that says otherwise. Gunn's movie didn't mention him at all. For all we know, he could still be locked away. Luckily for Deadshot fans, Smith's still in the picture. So we could see him in Suicide Squad 3 or Gunn's The Suicide Squad 2. Whatever they decide to call it. Hold up, is another movie coming? It's in the air at the moment. There's no official word right now. The new DC boss was asked about it too. James said he has other stuff to do first. Sounds a bit disappointing. Well, what I heard was he didn't deny it, so there's a reason for hope. I've also got more tea about this potential project. Last year, several reports claimed David Ayer might take over from Gunn for the third part, and he'll bring Smith back too. too. But before you get excited, I'm gonna pop your bubble real quick. A fan asked the Guardians of the Galaxy director if it's true, and he replied in just 2 words: it's not. Bummer. Still, there's a flip side to it all. If the rumor mill is constantly churning out gossip, some of it may be true. But wait a minute, it's not that Will can only star in a Suicide Squad flick. How about a separate venture just for him? Yep, we could have a Deadshot solo movie. It's not that impossible, is it? After all, there were plans to make one before. You heard that right, people. Just after Suicide Squad hit the big screen, there was chatter about a possible spin-off. Warner Brothers was down for it too. The accountant director, Gavin O'Connor, was going to direct and write it. But then the Oscars 2022 happened. Remember the slap heard round the world? Of course you do.
Oh, wow. Wow. It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
After this major controversy, you'd think Smith was done for. And for a while, he was, actually. Many studios paused their films with him. So Warner Brothers DC said they were putting the Deadshot film on the back burner, and it's been lying there since then. Now, a lot has changed. The DC leadership has been completely revamped. The Gemini Man star is slowly wetting his feet, too. Now seems like a good time to thaw the project. Some plot lines are going around, too. We can see a Floyd Lawton backstory. What happened that made him a murderer for hire? Or how about a Bloodsport versus Deadshot rivalry? Sounds pretty dope, no? We can decide once and for all who's the bigger man. Now, I understand that there'll be hesitation to hand Will a solo just like that, so maybe a warm-up as a Batman villain? Since Gunn is planning a Bat flick, Floyd can go against the Batsy. Again, this is very tentative at the moment. Audience reception would have a big say in the matter, so how would fans react to Deadshot's return? Well, if you look at his first outing, people loved him, no cap. Yes, the movie itself had a rocky reception, but despite that criticism, fans seemed to flock towards Smith's character. That is why a sequel was greenlit in the first place. Even when he didn't star in the reboot, the audience was pretty disappointed. Safe to say, Deadshot was missed by us all. Now, I admit that this time the reception may be mixed. Some people are not ready to forgive him for slapping Chris Rock, especially when the comedian reignited the topic with his comedy special recently. But then again, there's no shortage of sympathies. Some people are just ready to move on and let Will take on one of his best characters ever. But you know what? We'll find out the viewer's verdict pretty soon. Turns out the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star has 5 projects in the hood. Ready or not, he's already making a comeback. First, he's ready to drip hard in Sony's Bad Boys 4. It was paused just after the Oscars controversy. Same with Netflix's Fast and Loose. Both projects had signed Smith before all hell broke loose. Since then, they've been waiting for things to simmer down. According to a studio executive, they were waiting to see who blinks first, as in which studio unpauses its project first. I'm not sure who did, but things are certainly back on track. You're going to see Will in his 4th Bad Boys outing. Not to mention the Netflix is a go too. What's more, he's starring in The Council and a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles remake. And I Am Legend 2 is finally happening too, guys. Michael B. Jordan has a story concept and Smith is down for it. So there's no doubt the Oscar winner is back in the business. People may want to see him in DC too. That means he's got a solid chance to play Deadshot again. And that's all I have on Will Smith's return to Gunn's DC-verse.